What's poppin', everybody? This is Cerebral Final 4. We have one heck of a set coming the day after tomorrow, Darkness Ablaze. And as usual, I'm going to give you guys a sort of best cards set review. It's impossible to cover all of the best cards from a set this large, so as usual, I'm probably going to miss a few cards here and there. If you want to get like the in-depth card set review, I cover the Japanese sets when they do come out, so you can check those three out and you'll get a better idea, I suppose. But before we start, just going to go to Poke Beach right here. They did exclude a couple of cards here. As you guys can see, the big ones would be the V Pokemon, Dreadnought V, Gardevoir V Max, and I guess the Corsola, Galarian Corsola, the evolved form, however it's called. This dude right here, he wasn't very good, but he's also out, I guess. A few other Pokemon here, some sort of full arts and sort of special versions. These items, whatever, a few cards right here. And there is going to be the Charizard V Max and Charizard V, but I guess they're dropping some of the... I think there's still like a special version, some sort of special versions they're dropping. But anyway, so let's start. I'm going to look at all of the V Pokemon in here. We got the Butterfree V and Butterfree V Max. This Pokemon isn't so great. The first attack is good. Poison with Confusion. Instant, that's nice. Second attack isn't too great. 1 retreat, 190 HP, not great either. The V Max is an impressive 2. 300 HP. It has free retreat, so this is good. I don't think there's many or any VMAX Pokemon with free retreat. But the G-Max Tox Breeze attack, the only thing it has, 150 for 3 with instant poison and confusion. I mean, I suppose you can build a deck around this card and inflicting the poison status. There is a sort of a Slowbro V, Galarian Slowbro, that is going to do some stuff with poison if it's active. We're going to look at that too. So I guess you could make a deck and expand it. There's all sorts of options to help you sort of stack up the poison with the Survivors and Verbank City Gym, that sort of thing. In Standard, maybe not so much, but yeah, what was I talking about? I mean, this Pokemon inflicts poison automatically, so Slowbro is needed. Getting confused, but anyway, this is the first sort of a V dude. We got the Decide Eye right here. One of the better stage 2s, as I mentioned on yesterday's video too. It will be immune against V and GX Pokemon. It's a good card for sure. Damage leaves a little bit to be desired. HP definitely leaves a lot to be desired, but I guess some people are thinking that they're going to make a deck around this Pokemon, and if it's the only thing on the field, just Decide Eyes with this Deep Forest camo, then you'll have a good time against the VMAX and VDEX. But in my opinion, you know, those decks always find a way to answer you and just find ways to play around these sort of effects. So we've got Boss's Orders too now. Okay, but a good stage 2, I guess. That the ability is useful. It is good. Okay, moving on. Golisopod 2. This Pokemon is also a sort of a VGX anti-meta hater card. Hard Time Slash, it does 30 for 2. And you can also slap like a Twin Energy, and that the attack will work. For each of your opponent's V and GX Pokemon in play, it's going to do 50 more damage. So this is really impressive. It's going to stack up the damage. So if they've got just like 2 V Pokemon in play, or like any combination of GX or V Pokemon, you're 1 for 30 for a Twin, so that's not bad. If they got 3, then this is where it gets really good. You're doing 180 for just 2 energy, 1 energy attachment with the Twin. And I mean, it just gets better and better from there. So definitely an excellent attack, and a very good Pokemon. Stage 1, 130 HP. Okay, and then the second attack isn't too great. You're just going to use this for a Hard Time Slash. Right. Then here he is, the Charizard V and the Charizard V Max. That's probably one of the reasons, well, there's many reasons, but one of the reasons this set is so crazily expensive again, more than usual. But we do have like Charizard V right here. Just has Claw Slash. Reminds me of his sort of wing attack that he used to have, like 60 for 3. This one is 80 for 3. Not good. The second attack is much better. You do 220 for 4, and then you discard 2 energy to this Pokemon. Doesn't even say it has to be fire. So you could very easily use like Welder, attach like a triple acceleration, and then use that to meet the cost. So I actually should have maybe talked about this in my best decks review now that I think about it. I mean, the VMAX is the hard hitter, but you could even build a deck around just this guy, I feel like. 220 HP, typical bottom stats. So not bad, but of course, the VMAX is where it's at. This guy can do 300 damage for 5 energies. And once again, you have to discard 2 energy. It doesn't say you gotta do fire. But I mean, the best way to use this card, in my opinion, if you're even gonna have any chance of making it work, is something like Embor and Expanded. And that's gonna be very inconsistent, but it's sort of the best candidate to meet this large energy cost of 5 energy. I think it should be the most fun way, or the most maybe reliable way, even though it's not gonna be very consistent. If you just try and use Welder and like the typical fire tactics like Volcanion, what have you, it's just going to take too long. And the 300 damage, even though it's awesome, it still falls short to KO like VMAX Pokemon. You're going to KO the Tag Team GXs and everything else, but the VMAX Pokemon will survive. You have to slap like a Muscle Band or a Choice Band, and that's also an Expanded, so yeah. But this is a Charizard VMAX, and he is kind of cool. You know, if I get him, I will try him and expand it. Got Houndoom V right here. So another V fire Pokemon. So this guy, cheap retreat, solid HP. I guess he got Sear and Flame, burn with 20 for 1, so that's good. And then Vengeful Flame, if your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack is going to do 200 for 3. And they got to be fire. So I'm sure there's ways so you can sort of meet that condition. Maybe you just play like a Rainbow Energy on a fire Pokemon or whatever, and then this can work. I don't know how good it's going to be, or if people are going to be able to make decks around this card. There's other fire Pokemon too, given a lot of competition. But I guess it's something. It doesn't have VMAX, any VMAX form. It's what you see is what you get. And that's it. I guess it's simple to use fire Pokemon. But 200 for 3 is still good. So keep that in mind. We got Blaziken. I guess I'm going to talk about this just because it's Blaziken. But so this card pains me when I see it, because once upon a time, things like double type, there weren't even abilities. It was just something a Pokemon had. So this guy has to waste an ability to have this sort of a dual typing thing. He's fire and fighting, so you can get like some extra coverage that you wouldn't normally get. But his only attack, Turbo Drive, is pretty weak. 130 for 3. What the fuck is that, man? Like, that's just barely anything better than Reshiram from Black and White when that came out. Like, yeah, you can put the twin, but 130, even with the weakness, it's going to be like 260. It doesn't really get the job done. So even if you were going to try and use this Pokemon and say, okay, you know what, 130 isn't great, but double type, we can take advantage of that, it's still not going to be great. And you can attach an energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. I mean, everything else about him, I guess 170 HP, the bottom stats, typical, is alright, but I don't even know why I'm talking about it. I guess just Blaziken. Maybe he'll find a way to be decent, but I doubt it. When it comes to like regular stage 2s. Okay, moving on. I don't want to waste time. Talk about. Okay, you got Centi Scorch. So this dude, you know, it's what you see on it. 180 for 4, and then Radiating Heat. You may discard an energy, and you have to discard energy on your opponent's Pokemon too. So whatever. You're gonna mainly use this to get Centi Scorch VMAX, which people are expecting a lot of things from this Pokemon. It's really, really strong. It's the sort of a fire Pokemon, big fire Pokemon you'd expect that can do a lot of damage. But the difference between it and other fire Pokemon is that you can sort of snowball. You can start attacking with just 2 energies. You don't need like 4 with Reshiram to make a big attack. And by that point, I think it's just going to be even stronger. And it also grabs energies from the Disco Ball and you can put it onto him. So it's going to be extremely strong in no time with Welder. So definitely one of the best Pokemon in here. And one of the strongest VMAXs. Nothing else to add, really. Okay. And we got, I guess this dude. Oh no, it's not this guy. The other dude. Galarian Mr. Rhyme. I hate this guy's name because they're not supposed to have these names in the first place. Like Chicks being Mr. Mime. Anyway. So, Shuffle Dance. This Pokemon, once during your turn, may swap one of your opponent's face-down prize cards with a card on top of their deck without looking at any of them. So this is kind of like, not exactly, but a bit similar to how the Azelf from, what was it called, like the, fuck, I forgot the set's name. I think Legends Awakened, yeah, that's what it was, a long-ass time ago. This is pretty similar, but it's for your opponent, and it's not, you swap a card from the prizes with the top card of their deck. But I'm mentioning it because it's really nasty. You can do a lot of troll, you know, the control stall shit decks that do all sorts of nasty stuff like this will be able to exploit this and make some nasty shit. Anyway, I think you guys get the idea, but it is a very good card. And even if we ignore this ability, it is one of the Mat Party Pokemon, and Mat Party, it's going to be a deck too. This guy's probably going to be the dude that you discard. He's not very good to attack, but I guess if you can slap a water in a DC, you can do it. Stage 1 though. But it's a Mat Party Pokemon, and it's got this ability too, so be aware of it. We got Suicune right here. Just a solid water Pokemon, this guy. Aurora Loop, 130, and you put 2 water energies from this Pokemon to your hand. So maybe in the Frostmoth decks, if you want like a regular water Pokemon. Volcanion is going to rotate out eventually. Volcanion Prison. So maybe people will need to start looking at some other candidates similar to that guy. If you're interested, it depends. Maybe some people don't run regular Pokemon at all in that deck. And then we have Milotic. This is definitely an amazing Pokemon. So this is stage 1. You get it out, and you can heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. So every one of your Pokemon heal 20 out of each of them. So this is almost as good as the Rough Seas Stadium that healed 30 on every one of your Water and Lightning Pokemon. It really is very good mass healing. This guy is going to do it for everybody. It doesn't, no type requirement. You can do it every turn. It's an ability, which is more reliable than a stadium. It's amazing. This alone, if you use it in decks, like, it just kills off spread entirely. Because if you have a couple of these out, you're going to be able to negate all of your opponent's spread. So, RIP for the spread decks, I guess. Maybe Weezing was going to see us come back, but I guess not. And it's going to be great in tank decks, like, we didn't get Dreadnought, they excluded it from this set, but that would have been a good combo you could pull with Milotic. There's other Pokemon, obviously, like maybe the metal Pokemon like Cobrajaw or Lucario Melmetal. You can try and use it with any VMAX Pokemon pretty much. It's just a strong combo with some Tag Team GXs, I guess, and use the Great Potions too. There's a lot of stuff you can do with a Pokemon like this. It's mainly for tank tactics, you know, healing tactics. So excellent, excellent card for sure. Right. Moving on. I don't want to forget anything, but okay. So Dracovish. Now this Pokemon, I'm only talking about it because it almost has the same ability as the Archeops that got banned from the Noble Victory set. But they're used it ahead and made it be active, so it's not exactly the same ability. As long as this Pokemon is active, your opponent can't play any Pokemon from their hand to evolve. So, because they made it so that it has to be active, I mean, it just barely made Archie escape getting banned again. And this is just proof that they could have made it work from the bench. But if they did that, you know that Archie was going to get banned. So it's like I've said, because of Archie's around, I guess they want to keep him around if they're insistent on making cards like these. They're sort of playing around that guy's existence and making sure, okay, we got to be careful with the water cards we design. So they made this guy work by being in the active position, which is going to make him not as good. I don't know if people are even going to try him out, but fossil Pokemon are easier to get out now anyway with the stuff they have. So I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it's a strong ability for sure, even in the active position. But if it worked from the bench, you better believe Archie, he was going to have to go. So it's just, I guess they want to keep him around because they're designing these cards like this. I don't know. But anyway, moving on. We got, there's actually another fossil. I guess it's not here. Let's move on. What does this Ampharos do? I forgot. Okay, nothing really. There's a lot of Pokemon. I don't want to forget shit. But, okay, we got Vikavolt here. This is Seismitoad EX version, whatever it is. We got, like, Cryogonal, but it didn't do anything. This guy is probably going to be more reliable than it because it's a big 2-prize Pokemon. It's got the lightning support. It does a good chunk of damage too for paralyzing bolt. And it's got the big attack too, Super Zap Cannon. To fall back if you have to use that as opposed to item lock. For item lock players and people interested in lock decks, this might be your card if you can make it work. You're probably going to have to dig for the Thunder Mountain if you want to make this attack as soon as possible, or just dig for the Tapu Koko Prism and put the energy on this dude, attach an energy, then switch your active Pokemon, and then put this dude in the active position. You gotta do plays like that because you can't just slap a DC like before. But it was wise of them to do that. But definitely one of the best V Pokemon in this set too, no doubt. And be ready if item lock becomes a problem. Okay. Let's move the fuck on. There he is. I think it's this dude, like the Draco Zolt. Wait. I mean, actually, yeah, this guy's kind of good too with Giga Impact. 200 for 4, and this Pokemon can attack during your next turn. That's it, but you can get some significant KOs. But this is the guy that I was looking for with the ability. Biting Whirlpool. So whenever your opponent attaches an energy card from their hand to their Pokemon, put 2 damage cards on that Pokemon. Now this does work from the bench, so if you get this out, it's a really strong sort of a, I guess, damage counter spread that you just have this, and every time your opponent attaches an energy, they get that sort of bad effect. Especially in sort of energy acceleration decks like with Frostmoth, or, I mean, nobody's using Magnezone, but those kinds of sort of Rain Dance ass decks. We do get Hydreigon in this set too. It's going to stack up the damage, so good ability for sure. That's why I'm mentioning it. Fossil Pokemon, but this guy's a stage 1, so it's not going to be so difficult to get out. Okay. And we got Mew V. This is one of the new Pokemon in here that I didn't review from the other sets, so I guess it's like a promo. It just has 180 HP, but it has Fairy Retreat, so that's good. And it just has the X-Ball. It's exactly the same as Victini's one, so it's slightly stronger than the old X-Ball that Mewtwo had. Requires 2 Psychic Energies, but I feel like this is a good sort of Psychic tech to have in like a Psychic focus deck. Like if you're using Psychic Energies, you never know, it might come in handy. It's got nice Fairy Retreat too, so it's a good pivot to have in the active position. And just a good card. I mean, it doesn't have anything else besides free retreat and the X-Ball attack, but might be a good card. I sort of dig it. No versatile this time. They just decided to print a regular Mew card. Okay. Going down, we got this Mimikyu. So, your opponent's bench Pokemon cannot be healed. So, when I first reviewed this, I thought it was everybody. So, it was much more broken than I thought. But it's just the bench Pokemon. But this is still incredible. I mean, this is just a basic Pokemon. Mimikyu, once again, with a good ability. Good support Pokemon. And I guess this is one of the ways you can counter Milotic, I suppose, if you run this Pokemon. It makes Milotic really useless. It loses its sort of edge of the mass healing. But, yeah, I guess they included these sort of, what's the word? They included this sort of parallel, that's not the word, but there's sort of a Pokemon that go against each other. Let's just say that. I can't think of the right word right now. Anyway, so Heal Jamming, good ability, for sure. We got Poltergeist, another one of the Map Party Pokemon. This guy also has like an ability. You must discard a Pokemon that has the Map Party. What? Attack from your hand. In order to use the ability once during turn, you may draw 2 cards. So yeah. It's a discard outlet for Map Party, which is what you want. And it also gives you that Zoroark draw. So, yeah, this is why some people think this Map Party deck might be good. Of course, this guy's going to die in one shot no matter what. But you can put the DC, the twin, and attack with it. So, it's like the Map Party attacker. I think this guy's going to be it. You want to get him out to use T-Break too. So, that's the dude, Poltergeist. T. Okay, let's go down. Tyranitar. This Pokemon is very high risk, very high reward. It's the best way to describe it. Pretty much, it's a stage 2 with incredible HP, 180, and Mountain Swing, 250. KOs a lot of shit. With Diancie, with Fighting Dojo, it can even KO like VMAX Pokemon. So, this is incredibly dangerous. I mean, you do 2 big attacks like this, you could win. So even if you discard like 10 cards of your deck, it just might be enough. So, definitely high risk. 4 energies isn't actually that bad to power him up. There's Cold Soul, there's Twin Energies, there's Groudon. So, I feel like this might be a good regular Stage 2 Pokemon. Like, if a regular Stage 2 Pokemon is going to do anything from this set, it probably is going to be this guy. Or maybe Decidueye. Anyway. Okay. Flygon. I guess I should talk about this Pokemon too. This Pokemon has the same ability as the Snorlax, the Plasma Snorlax. As long as it's in the active position, your opponent's active Pokemon can retreat. This can make for fucking stall control decks. There is a sort of a stall Snorlax control deck in Expanded. That is a bitch if you don't have the switching options and the switching outlets to play around it. It's really annoying. This is much more balanced, this guy being a stage 2, but it's still gonna exist, so I guess keep that in mind. And then we got Rhyperior V, excellent fighting V Pokemon, one of the best, no doubt. Very large HP, as good as it can get at 230. Both attacks incredibly useful. Drill Run will discard an opponent's energy always. And Heavy Rock Artillery, that 210 is a magical number, can take care of a lot of Pokemon. Once again, because it's fighting, for that short while we're going to have Diancie, you can take advantage of it. Plus, since this guy's fighting, he can always kill the most popular Pokemon. That's probably going to happen from... The most popular Pokemon that's going to come out from this set, Eternatus V, and just Darkness Pokemon. So, quite the value, I would say. You know, if there's anybody that's going to check the Darkness Pokemon, it's going to be this guy, another strong fighting Pokemon. Okay, so this with Coastal, maybe Groudon, maybe something else. Just really, really good. Can also take advantage of the Fighting Dojo Stadium. I mean, he's just perfectly compatible with Coastal, with his energy cost right here. Just excellent, and I'm looking forward to it. I really want to use this with Coastal, but I don't even have any Coastals from Rebo Clash, so we're gonna have to see what's up. Okay, moving the fuck on. There's the Galarian Slowbro. Another card that wasn't originally, well, from the Japanese mini sets anyway. This guy wasn't there. So once during your turn, if this guy's in the active position, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned. So, I mean, there's no way you can, like, put an air balloon, and this guy's going to be able to move out of the way. But we do get the sort of a special darkness energy in this set that does give, I think, free retreat on darkness Pokemon, or gives them 2 less retreat. I don't know, something like that. So he can use that, and you can still use like Dawn Wings with air balloon anyway. But if you've got a Pokemon, I don't really remember, but I think we do have some Pokemon around that do more damage if the defending Pokemon is poisoned or just has status conditions and shit. So this guy is going to be in those decks, maybe. You can make decks taking advantage of this ability. Nothing really comes to mind, I'm sorry, but I'm mentioning this guy because the ability is good. The attack is also okay-ish, I guess. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's going to prevent the opponent from retreating. So I guess the poison can stack up too. But it's Slowbro V. It's really weird looking at this guy as a darkness Pokemon, but that's what they decided to do. And weakness to fighting too. This guy has a resistance normally. Anyway, Crobat fucking V. This is real ass top expensive cards we're getting into now. So you want to talk about the best cards from this set? This is probably the best card from this set. It's just gonna be like Eldegoss, like Dedenne, like all of the other major support Pokemon before it. Tapulele GX. It can go in any deck. It doesn't have to be the Eternatus deck. That's gonna be in there for sure. You play this Pokemon down, draw cards until you have 8. Now I'm really glad it's 100% confirmed now that it's once per turn. They finally used their head and made this sort of effect once per turn. So now all they have to do is just ban Shaman from the expanded format, and we're gonna be good. I hope they do this someday. But yeah, this sort of ability, like this, it's perfectly fair. You get this sort of amazing effect, but it's once per turn. You can't go overboard with this shit. It doesn't have free retreat. It's a bit sad because it's Crobat, but it's got an insane ability. Attack can also be kind of useful too. 70 for 2 and then instant poison. You never know. So yeah, amazing ass Pokemon, crucial for Eternatus, but in just about any deck, it's a great sort of ability. Support Pokemon. Right. What the fuck? Darkrai. What does this guy do? Oh yeah, he just blocks damage if you have any darkness energies. And 60 plus 20 more for each darkness energy. So I guess a Pokemon you can use with Hydreigon, another one. I guess I should have mentioned that in the Dex video. But yeah. Slap darkness energies is going to do more damage. So this reminds me kind of like the Raikou Magnezone deck in Breakthrough. You got a regular Pokemon, blocks damage, like he's kind of defensive with this ability, just like Raikou. And then you do damage with Vortex of Darkness. Anyway. And there's the Hydreigon too. Very, very pleased about this card. I like this sort of abilities, energy, acceleration abilities. So this is Rain Dance for Darkness. It's called Dark Squall. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a darkness energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon at play. Works with everybody, not just darkness Pokemon. It's a stage 2. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to using it if I get it. There's a lot of different Pokemon you can power up, like this Darkrai I just mentioned. You can do some of the leftover tag team Darkness GXs like Umbreon Darkrai and Mega Sableye, Tyranitar, but that's probably not a great idea. They're probably not the best candidates. The fucking Grimmsnarl VMAX here is probably a good target. They build it yourself pretty much. Both of them are in the set. And some other Pokemon that are escaping me. There's definitely a lot of Darkness Pokemon for sure. So great Pokemon once again. This Hoopa, what do you do? Oh yeah. This is like Zapdos 2.0. No wonder. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I think this guy does something. So, what was the set that Zapdos came in? Fuck. I think it was Team Up? I don't remember. Maybe Lost Thunder. But yeah, this is like the Zapdos. You can basically, if this was on the bench and it got switched in the active position, you do 90 for 1. So with Jirachis and a bunch of switches, you can build that deck again. Now the format is much different, so I don't know how effective it's going to be. It's not like people are playing small Pokemon to evolve into Stage 1 GXs like before. Right now, you know, the V Pokemon are big too, but maybe people are going to try this deck out. I mean, he is Zapdos 2.0. That's why I'm mentioning it. Better HP, better attack. He's Darkness too, so he's going to be able to take advantage of all the good shit from here. Okay. Then there's the Grimmsnarl V, and then the VMAX. Fuck me. This guy has like a 200 energy attack too. So yeah, even the basic form is like really strong. Bite 40 for 1, that's good, and then Spiky Knuckle 200 for 3, and then you put 2 Darkness energy from your to this Pokemon into your hand. So it's just the perfect Pokemon to use with Hydreigon. They made them work together, and the VMAX is even scarier. I think there's a limit to the damage you can sort of do. But yeah, it starts at 170. You can do 50 more for each extra Darkness energy. You can add more than 100 damage this way, so I guess its max cap it's 270, which is a bit sad because that's not even that great. But he's still pretty dangerous, he's still pretty scary, and it works together with Hydreigon, so that's all you need to know. Okay, and then there's the scariest motherfucker of the bunch, Eternatus V and Eternatus VMAX. Let me just close this. Eternatus V. I guess the image is still loading. But this is the basic form, and unlike the Rayquaza, the Mega Rayquaza deck from Ruined Skies, I think the basic form for this guy is much more useful than Rayquaza. The basic Rayquaza that people used, like the colorless one. This guy has Power Accelerator, which means that you can do 1 for 30 and grab Darkness Energy, so that's the old school Yveltal attack. So that's good. It basically helps with what this deck tries to do. And then the Dynamax Cannon, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon VMAX, you do 240 for 4. So, like, even outside of the VMAX, you've got a good sort of a tech attack right here to hit the VMAX Pokemon. So that's very, very good. Its stats are good too. But then the real bitch is this Eternatus VMAX, which is basically going to be Skyfield and Mega Rayquaza EX in one package. It has very large 340 HP, and if all of your Pokemon in play are the Darkness type, you can have up to 8 Pokemon on your bench. You can't put any non-Darkness Pokemon in play, otherwise you just kill your own ability. But this is actually pretty damn insane, because this means that what you can do is you can even, let's say, run non-darkness Pokemon. You've got like 8 darkness Pokemon on the bench, and then when some of the dudes get hurt, you can, like, let's say, play on the 8th spot. Wait a minute. Does this ability work like this? And you can't put non-darkness Pokemon into play. Okay, so I'm not sure how the ruling works. Maybe once you have darkness Pokemon and you evolve into this guy, you can't play anything else down. But if you can just play like a lightning Pokemon down, and then the ability breaks and you gotta discard and make your bench 5, then it means that you can even get rid of Pokemon you don't want and prevent your opponent from getting prizes. So it's a nasty ability either way. I mean, the Skyfield Stadium ability on its own, like even if you can't do this trick, it's still insane. With this Dread and attack, it's going to do 30 more damage for each darkness Pokemon you have in play, so 30 times. So you do the maths. 8 times 3, it's 24, 240, right? Right, for just 2 energy. So it's going to be a fucking menace. That's all we can say. Yeah, I think that's about right? 30 times for each of your darkness Pokemon. Oh no, actually it's 270, because it counts the active Pokemon too. So it's definitely a number that's gonna kill a lot of stuff in one shot. So goddamn, be ready for it. We got Scissor V and Scissor V Max. Damn, I need to hurry up, but it's like I've said, if you want to cover all of the main Pokemon, it takes a long ass while with these huge sets. Okay, this guy doesn't really do much, so let's not waste any time. You're going to use him to get Scissor VMAX out. It's another metal Pokemon. It can block damage with hand scissors. You do 90 and then you block 30. You can use the Metal Saucer. Can do 190 for 3, no drawbacks. Tank Pokemon. You can use Milotic, you can use the other dudes, metal Pokemon like that boost the attack. I think it's the Meowths or whatever. You guys get the idea. You basically can play it like Copperjaw or like Lucario Melmetal. Yeah. Alright. God. Galarian Stunfisk. Let me sip a drink real quick, actually. Fuck. So, Galarian Stunfisk. This guy is the best tank from this set. I guess I should put it like that. You attach metal energies on this Pokemon and it gets 20 HP for each one. So you put enough energies, this guy can become almost unstoppable. It's the same ability that Conkeldurr had from, I think it was Next Destinies or Noble Victories. Its attack isn't half bad either. It only does 60, but if this Pokemon is damaged, or even if it's knocked out, put 12 damage counters. It's actually too good if you ask me. Like, I feel like this might even be stronger than the damn Eternatus if people use it right. It's fucking strong. It's like you're doing 180 for 2. I mean, shit. 12 damage counters and it does 60? What are they thinking? It starts at very solid HP too, so it's not like, you know, they try to balance the HP with the ability. They went all out. And I think this card is just too damn good. If you ask me, I think eventually people are going to realize this. I mean, what keeps this Pokemon back is the fire weakness, of course. Because fire is going to be strong too. But you get rid of it with like the frying pan or just something else that gets rid of weaknesses. And then you don't care. So I think this is pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous indeed. Okay. Going down now. Lugia, what did you do last time I checked you? It actually doesn't really do much, so whatever. You got Salamence V and Salamence V Max. This guy does spread, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter when there's melodic around. You use Salamence V Max. This guy's much better. His edge is that you can use any sort of energy acceleration Pokemon to power him up. Okay? Because all of the energy costs are colorless. Decent HP, I guess decent stats you'd expect. Lightning weakness could be a problem. But first attack is good. Second attack is also really good, 240. And I mean, even the regular one, I guess if you use Mimikyu, you can try and build like a spread deck around this guy's first attack. But I don't think it's going to be that great of an idea. Okay. Staraptor, he can do 170 for a triple acceleration, but then he's probably going to die. Anyway. Going down, going down. Finally to the trainers. Okay, so just look at this and I can finally sort of wrap the video. I don't know if I forgot anything. Maybe we're going to see if I forgot anything, but I think the most important cards I covered. You got Big Parasol. As long as the Pokemon this card is attached is in the active spot, prevent effects of attacks. Damage is not an effect. You got the Smoke Stick. What the hell does it do? If this Pokemon is knocked out, that player discards any prize cards. Alright, yeah. Yeah, if you kill a Pokemon that has this tool attached, the prize cards they would take, they don't get them. They get discarded, which is kind of broken if you ask me. Then you got the Bird Keeper. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon if you do draw 3 cards. So, sort of like a blend of the Tate and Liza, but you don't get to choose the effect. You do switch, and if you do, you draw. In a way, it could be better than them, but I don't know. I mean, I think in a meta with people using Jirachis all day long, and pretty much Jirachis all day long, yeah, it might have a place, because you say, okay, you know what, I'm using my supporter, but I was going to switch anyway, and I get to draw 3, so maybe it's good enough. So maybe this card is going to see play. I don't think it was in the Japanese mini sets when I reviewed them. It's the first I've seen it. So yeah, it might be good. And against item lock, it also gets a little bit of edge, because it's a switching card through a supporter. Cape of Toughness. The basic Pokemon this card is attached to gets 50 HP except for GX, which is what the fuck. Yeah, I remember this card. It's like they left out the GXs but not the V Pokemon. Are you fucking with me? Basic too. Damn it. Anyway, whatever. I guess it's not gonna work with VMAXs, but it's still some bullshit. So this is gonna be even more help for Stunfisk and other tanks. They got the Familiar Bell. Search your deck for a Pokemon with the same name as a Pokemon in your discard pile, reveal it and put it into your hand. Kind of like Repeat Ball. I feel like in some decks maybe this card is going to see play. Like perhaps the Night March I say. But even, yeah, the Night March decks too. But the Mad Party deck is what I meant to say. But it's just a searcher. We have a lot of other searchers right now, giving it competition. But in some decks, I think it's going to be used. Grimwood Tangle. Yeah, this is like a stadium that's going to ignore. You get to, if you flip coins for an attack, you can ignore the effects and then flip again. So that could be busted. Kabu. I don't remember this guy. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 4 cards. If your active Pokemon is your only Pokemon and play, draw 8. I think I remember it. Yeah, it's too risky, but if you just have one out, I guess this is decent draw. old PC. It really does look like these sort of old school Windows PCs from the 90s and shit. Yeah, the fat ones. But you flip the coins. If both are heads, put a card from your discard pile into your hand. So it's a double coin flip, but I still don't like that they printed such a broken ass card. If you get double heads, this is like a costless fucking junk arm, and even better because you can get any card actually. So what the hell? Like a more broken dowsing machine. And you got Pierre's, or whatever her name is. Search your deck for an energy card, a darkness Pokemon, and then put them into your hand. So it's almost like a what's it called? Cyrus's initiative, but a bit weaker. I guess you can get like a darkness Pokemon and a darkness energy, or another energy. It's gotta be a darkness Pokemon, but you can get basic or evolved. So I guess that's the edge of this card. Maybe it's gonna see some play in darkness decks, but I don't know. Then you got the Pokemon Breeders Nurturing. Choose up to 2 of your Pokemon in play for each of those Pokemon. Search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and then evolve into it. Yeah. So it's like a double Evo Soda, you could say, in the form of a supporter. So this might be good, actually. It works with VMAX Pokemon too, so I guess you can try and use it. Interesting little supporter. You got the rare fossil. I don't think there's much point in checking this out. This is going to be for these new shitty Sword and Shield fossils. I swear to God, they're the worst batch of fossil designed Pokemon ever. The Sword and Shield. Like, I don't fucking like any of them. They look ridiculous. Shit, anyway. And you got Rose, this dude. Attach up to 2 basic energies from your discard pile to one of your VMAX Pokemon. And if you do this effect, discard your hand. I mean, if you ask me, this is actually synergy for Crobat in a way. But I guess you got a top deck, gotta search it or whatever. But it could be good if people figure out a way to play around this drawback. Like, if you have like an ability draw Pokemon like Silvally GX, it's a great way to power up your VMAXs. So, yeah. Rose Tower. Once during your turn, player may draw cards until they have 3. So it's like almost like a not exactly a bicycle, but like a freaking Uranguru in the form of a stadium. So this definitely is a good card. And you got the Spike Mirth. Whenever it plays active Pokemon, moves on the bench, put to damage counters, whatever. Okay. Let's not waste any more time. Struggle Gloves. If this Pokemon this card is attached to has weakness. If the Pokemon this card is attached to has a weakness to your opponent's active Pokemon, does 30 more damage. Okay, pretty interesting. So it's like a free choice band if your Pokemon is weak to your opposition. Okay, you got the Turbo Patch. Flip a coin if heads, attach an energy to one of your Pokemon except GX, but you can do V. So that's fucked up what they did. It's like the straight up saying, yeah, give up on the GXs, use the V, even before they rotate. And then you got the Yell Horn. Both active Pokemon are confused. Heat Fire Energy gets 20 HP if it's a fire Pokemon, and then the High Darkness Energy gets free retreat, I think. Yeah, it has no retreat cost, so it's the Dark Cloak ability, like I remembered. You got the Powerful Colorless Energy. This boosts the attack on the colorless Pokemon, so I guess this can be used on Salamence, but it's going to be too slow. And then you got the full arts and shit right here, the secret rares and stuff, whatever. So this is basically the set. I don't think I forgot. Well, I'm sure actually I forgot some Pokemon, but we can't remember everything. We can't look at all of these small Pokemon. Like this Dunsparce, this is for deck out shit. If this knocked out, you discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. Okay. I got this dude. He's really big. I'm gonna say that. Stage 1, but doesn't really do that much. Clank Clang. Aggron. Sturdy. Survives with 10 HP. I don't think, I mean, we looked at the most relevant shit. Spider Net, when you play this Pokemon. Oh, right, this is like a bright look for darkness Pokemon. Yeah. So this is like Lycanroc GX. Spider Net. Okay. Could be very good. I'm glad I didn't forget about it. This is it. I think that's the set, guys. The most important cards I'm pretty sure I covered. And if I forgot anything, then, you know, it is what it is. We can't be here all day. But I guess in a short summary, you know, everybody's saying that the Eternatus deck, it's going to be the best deck. And it is going to be really, really strong. Fighting decks might have a good time against it. Like if you can build a consistent deck, like maybe the Imperial Corsola, maybe people can try out the Stonejourner VMAX deck again. That could be very good. Any other fighting Pokemon that can hit that guy for weakness, it's going to be good. Centi Scorch, that deck is seeing a lot of talk. I think Charizard could be really cool too, like even the basic Charizard. You got the tank decks, like Galarian Stunfisk is really scary if you ask me. I think that card is too good. Some regular Pokemon like the Tyranitar could be nice. You get some anti-meta cards like Decide-Eye and the Golisopod. And you've got Darkness Energy Acceleration with the fuck, what is it called? Like the Hydreigon, and you know the other darkness Pokemon like Grimmsnarl you can use with it, and what have you. But the theme of this set is going to be darkness, and they will get a lot of support. They've got the Fury Treat with the Hide Energy. They have a lot of stuff, I mean. But yeah, these are the best cards from this set, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys subscribe and leave a like and share this video with your friends. This is definitely going to go down in history as one of the strongest sets, if you ask me. There's a lot of stuff for everybody. I mean, from energy acceleration Pokemon, from crazy good tank Pokemon, from great trainers, from OP sort of build it yourself decks like the Eternatus. I mean, there's a lot of shit, even some good Stage 2 Pokemon. And I bet you there is stuff that I'm forgetting. You know, Milotic from Mass Healing, Centi Scorch, even the Charizard VMAX. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff too. But yeah, Saber054, thank you guys for watching. Definitely pick up this set. Just try and invest in this set if you can. Booster boxes aren't expensive, but maybe you have some better luck in singles. Not really. But hell of a set. It's going to be a hell of a set. So, thank you guys for watching. Saber054. We'll say...